Welcome to this short demonstration on various options for using your own tablets and smartphones as document cameras on Zoom. Our devices are connected to Zoom, and we're going to build a few do-it-yourself document cameras for you so you can see how it's done. Structure number 1 is being built from a stack of very fat books to get the height we need. I'm sure you've got a few of these at home. Our extension is a lightweight serving tray, and its length makes it a great extension. Stability is increased because you have a long length to counterbalance on. In this instance, we are counterbalancing with an exercise weight. Our first few structures will be holding an iPad mini acting as the document camera. You want your image to be in landscape format rather than portrait to get the most expansive view. We have that here, but sometimes it appears upside down. Just tilt your device away and up towards the ceiling until the image flips. There we go. A few adjustments, and we're good. It seems our thumbs up is blocked by our extension, so let's just pop one in. On to the next. For our next structure, we are using a lightweight plastic step stool. Having an open space at the legs is an advantage because the camera will pick up less of a solid base, and it's less distracting overall. We will add a few more books to give the height we need. Our extension is a Plexiglas plate, which is sturdy, wide, and see-through. So if you choose to, you could place your device right on top and still see through the clear material. We're stabilizing with a heavy book. And we are extending our iPad over the edge to get a good visualization of our materials. Adjusting. And there's our thumbs up. Our next structure is made with a repurposed hanging file holder. We'll turn it on its side and give it some stability by adding some food tins. It has a nice height all on its own, so no additional height is really needed. Our extension is the sturdy plastic lid from a plastic storage box, counterbalanced with an exercise weight. This extension works well because our device kind of sits in a tilted position and nicely visualizes what's beneath. Now, sometimes you don't need an extension at all, depending on the base. Our base holds the iPad quite well, so we can just position our device over the edge, stabilize with a book, and still get what we need. Next up is a humble shoebox, and the lid of the box with an optional cutout acts as the extension. With a cutout, you can position the camera to peek right through the opening while it lays securely flat on top, versus hanging over the edge. Although hanging over the edge gives a wider view. It really depends on your needs. We'll weigh down the box with food tins. As you would expect, the lid fits perfectly on top, and you can slide it back and forth to get the distance you need. We'll be switching to an Android smartphone for our remaining structures. Again, we'll tilt away and up towards the ceiling to flip our image. You'll notice that the camera of a smartphone has a wider angle and takes in more territory, so to speak. So it's good for situations where you need to capture a wide area for your materials. And you don't really need as much height as you need with a tablet. But experiment and see what works for you in your particular situation. We are using a food tin as a counterweight, and it works well. In this next structure, we have a few things from the kitchen cupboard. An upturned plastic water jug does the trick as a base, and we're using a plastic cutting board with its own built-in cutout as an extension, although we won't be using the cutout here. Holding it securely in place is a good old-fashioned solid heavy brick. Simple but effective. shifting and wiggling to get the best view, extending further and adjusting our counterbalance accordingly, tapping to check stability, and we are good. We can't leave without demonstrating the classic stacked food tins method. Most people have these at home, and they are a great solution if you don't need much height. So they work well with a mobile phone. Here we are using a piece of scrap wood as an extension. This particular one came as part of a pants hanger, but a wooden ruler could be a good option as well. Because our extension is not very wide and potentially precarious, a small piece of blue sticky tack can be used as an extra measure to hold your device in place. A garden variety rock with a flat bottom fits well here as the counterbalance. Lining it up. We're squishing and pressing the phone into the blue sticky tack so it adheres. A few adjustments and a wiggle check to make sure it's stable. Looks good. Excellent. And finally, another setup with the tins. We could even add another tin if we wanted to go higher, but we won't here. We are using an extension made with 2 pieces of corrugated cardboard taped together for sturdiness. You could add a cutout if you want. This is a great option, lightweight, easily stored. You could make a custom one especially for use in your sessions if you'd like. Counterbalance with a tin of peas and you're golden. It's simple, elegant, and effective. And secure. So those are just a few combinations and a few examples of what you can do at home. You can totally do it. Think of all the things you'll be able to do if you and your learner have document cameras, or even if one of you has a document camera. Experiment with what you have at home and come up with a system that works for you. Use our handy guide for building your own structure and our step-by-step visual guide that walks you through the steps for sharing your DIY document camera on Zoom. Good luck, and remember, you can do it. You really can. And have fun doing it. Thanks for watching.